Hi everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the Kraftgali channel. Today I get to play with Lawn Fawn's new release of Coaster Critters. This set is adorable. It's all things coaster, roller coasters, and amusement parks, and it's just so fun. So I'm going to do a very light-hearted card here, and I'll explain why I chose the things I did as I go. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out with Lawn Fawn Clouds border dies and use that for a stencil-ish type masking. And then I'm going to take out some Bristol Smooth cardstock here, and I am going to stamp out the roller coaster. Such a big stamp, takes up pretty much the bottom of an A2 size card. It's a really great image to color. Then I'm going to stamp that on some masking paper as well, because I'm going to do some crazy masking here. The first masking I'm going to do is just with the entire roller coaster. Then, as you see in a little bit, I'm going to mask that even more. So I'm going to cover up this roller coaster because I'm going to do some clouds behind it and above for the sky. So I take my little pre-made and homemade stencil that I have here, and I'm going to use some distress inks. Yes, these are the old style distress inks. I pulled those out because it's Bristol Smooth. You can pretty much blend anything on this cardstock. So. All right, so I'm going to use very faint color here, and I'm going to go through and just get some really light clouds. One thing I like about using the longer version of the card or longer side of the card for this is you can kind of go back and forth and switch up the angle of the cloud. So that's something that I like to do. Okay, so this is where I get crazy with my masking. So I'm going to take off all the little pieces that would line up for the roller coaster. That's the outline, the bottom, and then of course each wood panel in between. And that is because I'm going to stamp out some trees behind it. So I'm going to speed this up quite a bit just so I can kind of show you how I'm cutting those out and laying them down. Okay, so you get the point here. I'm just laying out each individual piece of that. I am going to stamp trees. Now the reason I'm doing this is because there is a park up in Pennsylvania called Knoebels, and it's a wonderful amusement park. I haven't been there probably in 20 years. However, I have fond memories of it being an amusement park that was also kind of in the middle of the woods. So there are trees everywhere, lots of foliage. It's just beautiful, and this roller coaster reminded me of all those fun times that we used to have at Knoebels. So if you know what Knoebels is, comment below. I'd love to hear about it. One of my favorite places. So I then pull off that mask here in a minute, and I'm going to then color in my roller coaster. And I do that with some Spectrum Noir markers. And I'm just going to pick 2 or 3 colors of brown, and we're going to get that shaded in quite nicely. So I'm going to start off with the lower the darker marker on the lower portion. And then I'm going to take the medium and work it up. And again, the light on the very top of it. So it's very simple coloring, nothing too exciting, nothing too hard here, but I do like the way that looks out. Now, I'm going with a wooden roller coaster on this because that is my favorite ride at Knoebels. I have no idea if it's still in function, but it was called the Phoenix, I believe. And it was a wooden roller coaster that used to scare the bejeebas out of me because it was rickety and shaky and scary, and the front row carts were the scariest. So, okay, I am going to cut this panel down with Lawn Fawn rectangle stitch dies, and I'm going to do that because I'm going to make it really small here because originally I had cut it down and I did it crooked, and so then I had to cut it down some more. So that's okay. I like the way it ended up. I'm going to stamp my sentiment out here. It says "Life with you is," and then I'm going to stamp out "Thrilling." And I tried to use the Thrilling with some Hero Arts ombre ink, and I think my expectations were it was going to be a little bit more ombre, and I do believe that's probably operator error because I've used this ink before and loved it. And so I think that was just me, and it also being not a solid image where you can kind of see the gradient from one to the other. I think that helps when it's that way. But here it was just kind of a little bit darker on the left. And once I get that done, I'm going to pop up my 3 little carts. Now I did cut them apart because I wanted to show a little fun with one of the carts off on its own. Now, although that might sound terrifying in real life, which it would be, this is a card, and in the cards there's safe place. So there's nothing to worry about here. I'm going to sparkle them up, And then I end up adding, at the end, I'm going to show you I add some exclamation points to that thrilling. But before I do that, I'm going to lay down my cards. Now I'm putting this on some green glitter cardstock, so I want that to stick really well. So I'm going to use this double-sided score tape that's really, really strong, and that's going to make sure that that stays in place. So I get that down, and then on the back side of the glitter cardstock, it was a little slick, and so I did the same thing. I didn't want to use liquid adhesive, although that probably would have worked just fine. I wanted to just make sure, because this score tape is no joke. So I get that laid down, everything's good to go there, and then I realize here that I have an exclamation point in the stamp set for this sentiment, and so I'm going to pull that out, and I'm just going to slap 2 exclamation points right on the end there. And that is pretty much going to finish up this card. I hope you enjoyed crafting with us today. This card was a lot of fun. Go check out this stamp set. Lawn Fawn new release is amazing. I know they have amazing, awesome, cool products. And it's so hard to turn down Lawn Fawn because they always come out with the cutest little things. So here's some close-ups of the card. Again, thanks so much. Don't forget to head over to the shop. And if you have any questions or comments below, we love to hear from you. I'll list everything that I use that you can get over at the Kraftgali shop below. And we'll see you in the next video. Until the next video, don't forget to hit subscribe, which you can do by clicking that picture in the upper left-hand corner. And then the lower right-hand corner, you'll find some more videos for you to go check out. Until next time, we'll see you back. Bye-bye.